let's get into what your assignment's going to be. We have how many renderings to do? 2, yeah. So this one's going to look a little different than what you saw before. I think it's actually going to be a little bit bigger than what you saw before. And I'm going to sort of let you guys figure out the math on it. But here's what I want. We're going to go to create an 11 by 17. So we're going to go 17 high, 11 wide. It's going to be kind of portrait format for this one. And leave it at 300 pixels per inch. Actually, you know what? Let's go down to 150 because it's going to render a lot faster for you guys, and I want to try and save you some time. So this should render, well, a 300 DPI render should be 4 times what a 150 DPI render would be. So hopefully this should save you 75% of your render time. But that means we're going to take about 50% of that and roll it back into making a longer render. Okay, so we're going to do 150 pixels per inch. All right, so I think I'm going to stay with a common thread for us. We'll do full bleed later, and I'll show you kind of how full bleed images are going to work. But what I'm going to start with is 1 inch, a half-inch margin around everything. So set it up so you've got a half-inch on the sides. And then we're going to go to the middle. So that was 17, so 8.5. We'll go 1/4 inch up, 1/4 inch down. All right, so that is the size of our render. How big is it going to be? Who's got it? What are the dimensions of that rendering going to be? 10 by not 16. 7 3/4. Okay, so how do you find out how many pixels that is when you go back into Maxwell? You guys don't remember? How many pixels per inch? Come on, guys. How many pixels per inch? We said 150. Okay, so how do you figure out how many pixels you need to render in Maxwell? You guys should really have a mastery of this by now. This is like the simplest question I've ever asked you guys. No, not 900. Nothing? All right. We got some work to do, guys. We have some serious work to do. Okay, remember, back when I taught this before, if you have 100 pixels per inch, or 150 pixels per inch, and you have 10 inches, how many pixels do you need in that dimension? 1,500. Okay, so then when we have, what was that? 4, 7 3/4, how many? You've got your phone right there with the calculator, do it. Yeah, 1,162.5. You know, when it comes to stuff like that, I usually just pick like an even number, so 1,160 or 1,165 would be fine. A couple pixels is not gonna change your image really at all. So, okay, so what I'm gonna ask you to do is go back into your camera settings and reteach yourself how to set it up. Okay, you need to start practicing embedding this information into your brain so you can do it autonomously. I can't show it to you every single time. The good news is you've got a very thorough video on it that you can refer back to. Okay, so I gave you the math. Now you just need to do the settings. What questions do you have? All right, great.